All right, I want you guys to go support Piston Mike. Y'all go to the subscribe button. He at 480 right now. Let's get him to 1,000, 100,000, 500,000, million subscribers as soon as possible, bid. Let's help him put it down. Make sure you go over there and subscribe. If you like the Pistons, you want to support me, think about sending me a donation. Best way you can help me right now is go subscribe over to Piston Mike and go help him get his numbers up, putting in work, hard work, smart work, dedicated work, consistent work. So make sure you go over there and appreciate that work. So remember, the name is Piston Mike, and I have a link in the description. If you have a problem finding it on YouTube, it'll be under source link or Piston Mike channel link in the description. Peace.
All right, man. Sada Baby with the inside info again. Though, if you don't know who Sada Baby is, it is what it is. I'm not. It's not the video for me to explain who he is, but he come with some inside information today about how dirty Josh Jackson got done. All right, and apparently we all know it was Josh Jackson's birthday. Um, Yesterday, if you didn't know, he got traded on his birthday. But then, if what Sada Baby said is true, it was definitely insult to injury. Okay, um, he's a known Sada Killian hater. So am I. Shout out to Detroit Piston Talk playlist. He also don't like drumming. I don't hate drumming. I just say that I don't hate. So once you look at his Instagram page, which I'm not gonna put some of that stuff out here. So he retweeted Piston Talk stuff right here, where he just if this is true, the Pistons added insult to injury, and I'm gonna explain why this may be important. So he says that the Pistons really traded. Piston Talk said the Pistons really traded Josh Jackson on his birthday. That's cold blooded, Troy. Then he said, and Troy lives across the street from Josh, and ain't say it's to him. So how about that? Shake my effing head, but kept stinky ass Killian. Okay, so he says that he didn't give him a heads up about the trade. Now that's very common in NBA, but if you're a small market, mid market team in the NBA, maybe one day I break it down into tiers. This is what kind of separates you from getting, this can be a big separation from getting certain free agents. Now the Pistons under Bill Davidson was the first team to have a charter plane for their team. So a lot of times, a lot of these guys at one point just straight took the bus cross country. Then it turned to them flying, domestic flights. If you ever, flew in any college season, a lot of times basketball, volleyball, and you flew into big airports, you will see the volleyball and the basketball players walking through the airport. You know what I'm saying? If you fly enough around that time and you in the right areas, you'll see them flying through the airport. So they most times college teams take domestic flights and they might take charter buses sometimes, kind of like we go to field trip, we go somewhere pretty far, something like that when we was in school. So um, the Pistons under Bill Davidson, was the first team in the NBA to have charter flights. So that kind of would separate the Pistons a little bit, that they usually had upper echelon facilities and stuff of that nature. And this is what kind of could separate you for somebody believing in you. See, what Joe Dumars did was an anomaly. It's not going to happen every year where he's going to be able to get all these, castaways or trade for certain players, draft Tayshaun, get Corliss, get Mike, get Lindsey, get Mimic, get Delfino, or get all these guys. You know what I'm saying? I think Delfino was on that team. I could be wrong. Get all these guys, and it's the perfect storm. Don't work that way. And something like this, now Josh Jackson had to know he was going to trade block. I mean, it was going around the internet, but that's he say she say type of stuff. He was one of the more likely players to get traded. Him, Trey Lyles, and Rodney McGruner might have been somebody else. But you live across the street from somebody, you can't call and give me a heads up. That'll be the difference between somebody saying, "Well, I'm thinking about going to Detroit and I'm thinking about going to Atlanta." He be like, "Well, shit, Troy Weaver did me dirty. Every brother and a brother, that could be a deciding factor or an important factor into somebody not decide to go to Detroit." So, like I said, if you can't give people a heads up and a courtesy call, unless you just said ahead of time, like, "Hey man, you might be getting moved," you can't get nobody a courtesy call right before a break on ESPN. You find on ESPN, you find out, agent found on ESPN. That's dirty, and that'll be the difference when somebody treats somebody civil and some people saying you treating them you know, inhumane basketball wise. You know what I'm saying? Not to compare, inhumane things to basketball, but shit, I can get a courtesy call. You give me a text. It's as simple as that. But it's true. That could be, a small little factor into people coming and not coming here. And everybody has this thing like nobody want to come to Detroit, this, that, and the third. Well, you got to make it a destination. Detroit sell itself. Used to be more fruitful, more plentiful, but only time you're gonna be in Detroit is practicing if you're a Piston. That's it, and playing games. Some of the best suburbs that America has to offer, bro. At some really decent prices. So I mean, at the end of the day, people say, "Who want to play in Detroit?" Everybody want to play in LA and get taxed 30%. Get married in LA and lose everything. Not being able to have protection, having to pay different money and go through different applications just to protect yourself with a gun. And then at the end of the day, they give you a bolt action gun. You know what I'm saying? Michigan people need to look at Michigan a lot different. I've said that's why people probably won't mind playing in Vegas. Because Vegas is like Vegas is very up to date. That's why you probably just think about playing in Phoenix and playing in Texas and not having state tax in Texas. You able to have your weapon. So that's another factor coming to Michigan. You can open carry, you can CPL, you can all types of stuff. You can protect yourself if it really go down like that. And people getting jacked out there in Southern California at a high rate. So just think about that for a minute. So that's just different factors that some of these young guys may or may not think about when coming here. That's something that you may or may not think about. But at the end of the day, bro, Josh wasn't able to really play his game. And with Killian and bringing Cade, he's a natural point forward. That's what he is. He kind of reminds you of a guy like Tyree. What's his name? Tyreek Evans. He used to play for Kentucky or Memphis, I think it was. But Calipari, he's a guy that need the ball in his hand. When you see him in open runs, or you see him, at LA Fitness open runs, whatever he's shooting his open runs, that they had a video of him playing. He's better with his ball in his hand. But those guys were high draft picks, and they really wasn't fortunate enough to get that opportunity consistently. And obviously, Josh Jackson was self-inflicted wound. The trouble he got into in Phoenix at the Rolling Loud, but he's a guy who got the ball in his hand. And Pistons had too many ball handlers. Jeremy Grant, Cade Cunningham, Killian Hayes, Sadiq Bey, and even coming off the bench, he ain't no guy that's gonna spot up and shoot three. He's a guy that's gonna facilitate. He's a rhythm scorer. He's a scorer. He can facilitate, handle the ball, get his own bucket. And once again, it's Dwayne Casey continues to play guys out of position and have no structure between him and Troy Weaver. No structure, no plan. They literally out there playing. They have to be playing for the number one pick. Have to be. So that is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have a business question, inquiry, response, video request, all my social media links, subscription. Twitter's the fastest way, and Facebook and Instagram. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App, $, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Like I said before, check out Detroit Piston Talk playlist. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Peace.